Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing graphing linear inequalities, and this is very simple, and it's like graphing an equation, just we have an inequality, so that's going to change it just a tiny bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. So if we look at our first example, is we have y is greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 4. Well, this greater than or equal to means that I'm going to have a solid line, okay? Because it has that equal to. So anything on that line, it actually can equal. So that's really good to know if you're looking for a solution, which we'll go over what a solution is. So I'm going to graph this like y equals mx plus b, one of our first lessons that we did. And I'm going to start with my y-intercept, which is 4. So I'm going to go up to this 4, and I'm going to make a dot. Okay? Now my slope is negative 3x, which means it's going to be decreasing, so I'm going down. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 over 1. Now again, remember we said to plot 3 points, so I'm going to do one more. So go down 1, 2, 3 over 1. And again, because we said it's greater than or equal to, I'm actually going to make a solid line. We'll go over what a dotted line will look like in just a couple minutes. So I'm just going to set it up, and I'm going to have a solid line. And again, you guys would use a ruler. I'm using an extra piece of paper. So I graphed it, but now I need to shade because this is an inequality. So this means greater than, anything greater than. So I'm going to shade above. And I'm not going to color in like exactly. I'm just going to kind of do this. Means that's where the shading is. So what this means is anything in this shaded region is a solution. So there's a lot of solutions. So I'm going to write like 2. Just because, so you guys can see an example. So like 2, 1 is a solution. Anything in this shaded region. So I could say like 2, 100 or 5, 100 would work. Anything in the shaded region. Now remember, these arrows mean that it goes on forever. So actually you can have like 106 or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Anything in the shaded region is a solution. So if you said like 310 or like 52 or whatever, it would still count. So with these, we're not always going to have the same solutions just because there's a million of them, okay? If it's long as it's in the shaded region, that's all that we care about. Now let's go to example 2. And I'm going to move you over. There we go. So now we have y is less than or equal to 3 over 5x minus 5. So I'm going to draw a solid line. Just so in my mind I think about that. Now again, we graph this like y equals mx plus b. So our y-intercept is negative 5. So I'm going to go down to 5, plot a point. My slope is positive, so the line's actually going to be increasing here. And for this one, we're only going to draw 1 point because you'll see it'll go off the graph in just a second. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 5. And I plot a point. Now, typically, I know I say plot 3 points, but we're going to go off the graph, so I'm going to only plot 2. And again, you guys are going to use your ruler or whatever you're using, and you're going to connect the dots. And you're going to draw your arrows at the end. Now, because it's less than or equal to, it's anything less or below this line. So any of these would be a solution. Anything below that line is a solution. So we're going to write 2 solutions. Again, remember, you can have different ones than me. What I'm writing right here, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to say 6, negative 4. Okay, you could say 0, 6. You could say 3, negative 6. 4, negative 100. Whatever you want, you can say. It doesn't really matter at this point. As long as it's in this shaded region, that's all that matters. So if you want to pick something that I didn't pick, totally fine, totally acceptable. Okay, so again, just in that shaded region. Let's go to example 3. Okay, example 3. There we go. So we have y is greater than y is greater than negative x minus 5. So since it's just greater than, it's going to be a dotted line. dotted just because it's greater than. Anything on that line is not a solution, where up here, anything on this line would be a solution. Okay, so here it is not a solution if it's on that line. So again, we're plotting it just like we would with y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to start with that y-intercept, which is -5. My slope is -x, so the line is going to be decreasing, which means I'm going to go down 1/1. This one, you can plot at a lot of points because you can go backwards and plot it this way because the line is still decreasing. So I just went backwards. I recommend that you do that with these so you can see as many solutions as possible. Now it is dotted, so I'm not connecting the line. They don't connect, so you're drawing little dash marks. I know, like, we're not used to that, but it is not connecting. So it'll look like this. Now, because it's greater than, so we want to find something greater than, which means we're going to shade above. And again, if you don't want to shade, like, actually color it in and do that, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to be that much of a stickler on how you're going to shade it, as long as you can see it. And for solutions, anything in the shaded region works. So I'm going to pick 0, 0. Anything on this line does not work because it is dotted. It does not include the line. So I pick 0, 0. Let's do 650. That would work because it's in that shaded region. Remember, these arrows means it goes on forever. So anything within there, even if it's a crazy point like this, 650 does indeed work. Okay, last example. Example 4. So we have y is greater than -4. Well, this -4 is actually my y-intercept. So I'm going to put a dot there, but I don't have a slope. And the slope actually is 0. So if you want to put plus 0x to help you, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. And again, because it's greater than, it's just a dotted line. So I'm going to have a dotted line that's going to go straight because there is no slope. I'm not increasing. I'm not decreasing. I'm just coasting. I'm staying in a straight line. Now it's greater than, so anything above it is a solution. Alright, so solutions is actually really nice for this one. I'm going to pick -200. Okay, because it's going to keep going on and on for up there. 0, 0. Oops, I didn't really shade down here. I can say -3, 0. Anything not on the line would work. Okay, so when it's greater than or if it's less than, it is dotted. It is not shaded. It is not a straight line. It is dotted. It does not include that line. You shade if it's greater than above. If it's less than, you shade below. If it's less than or greater than or equal to, it is a solid line, which means the line includes as a solution. So for here, 5, -2 would be a solution. Okay, it is included. Keep that in mind. Remember, your solutions may not match someone else's just because there's a million solutions that you can pick in that shaded region.